Good morning, everyone. This is Tracy Newman from the Navigator's Tarot, where you can find me on Instagram and Sleepy Wisdom on YouTube. So, I hope everyone has had a very, very lovely Christmas. And without further ado, I think we should get on to see just how the energies are at the moment. I woke up this morning at 4. I think it has to do with the full moon energies at the moment, but also too, the physical tiredness is unbelievable at the moment. It's like I woke up this morning and felt like I'd been hit by a truck pretty much, and it hasn't really left me yet. So I don't know how everyone else is feeling, but that's where I'm at this morning. Anyway, it's a really dull day outside. It's been raining here. In Queensland, it's just horrendous. I rang a friend yesterday who lives there. Oh my God, she said it's actually quite scary even going out in that weather at all. And I know what it's like, like in the last few times I've travelled to Melbourne, the weather has been that bad. I haven't even been able to see it, at certain points on the highway because the rain was that heavy. So God only knows what it's like in Queensland. Terrible. I'm actually seeing footage of people on their roofs and that, and there's on upper parts of their house and crocodiles swimming by. I really don't want to be up there. I'm so glad I don't live in Queensland, far north Queensland. Okay, anyway. Let's see. I think we'll go with the general energies at the moment. See what's going on. So I'm getting that there's a huge influx of light coming onto the planet at the moment. They're affecting everybody at the moment. And so it's actually what that is doing is literally opening up the heart center and also to a lot of the other centers that require purging out and require releasing of some, of all sorts of emotions and different blockages that have occurred in those chakra centers. So really interesting. That's really pushing out anything that no longer serves us. Interesting. That's probably why we're feeling so heavy at the moment, is that those blasts of light energy, those photon energies, can really, really knock us around. Because our cells literally are going through huge amounts of change. This all has to do with frequency. So light holds a certain amount of frequency, and light is literally information. So when those information light beams hit the physical body, what it does is actually creates an activation in those cells to change in some way, usually in frequency, which then also too purges out anything that is of a lower frequency that no longer can remain in those higher frequency energies of light. So this is part of the awakening process. So for a lot of people who have remained asleep to what is really going on the planet and just, have not wanted to open up any of those heart centers or any kind of chakra centers at all, literally they won't have a choice, because when those particular energies come through, I'm hearing from solar flares, energetic changes to the light frequency, changes come from that from the solar base, which is the sun, and that holds the light frequencies that then come through and literally begin to change everybody. And I'm hearing, if you are a regular wearer of sunscreen, probably a good idea not to wear it because it will block out a lot of those frequencies. Because it blocks out a certain amount of those solar rays. I don't wear it anymore. I did wear a natural form for a little while, but it started to actually, have a really bad effect on my skin, so I just got rid of it. Literally just all I wear these days is castor oil on my face and a bit of makeup. That's it. Anything else? Okay. Oh, Empress energy is coming through. Wow. Which are the feminine energies as well, of love and of love. So the feminine is about receiving, nurturing, gifting, allowing all of those energies to come through. So what I'm getting is basically at the moment, the best thing you can do is to rest as much as possible and allow all of those light energies to come through into the physical body. As all the chakra centers begin to open, that at the top there, pineal gland, also to the third eye, that is beginning to open and awaken with these energies that are coming through. So a lot of people will literally, as I said, begin to awaken. This is a huge awakening process that is happening planet-wise. So you know what? Just go with it. Sometimes it can be a little bit tough as you're purging out a lot of the old energies that no longer really need to be in your physical body, and so it can get a little bit uncomfortable as those old energies purge themselves out of your physical body. But it is leading the way. It is literally opening the chakra centers to allow light energy to come through. Got for the energies for this week. Lots of photon energy, lots of light, lots of awakening type energies, a lot of awakening symptoms too. So as these light energies start to come through, a lot of people will begin to get these symptoms like purging in the form of diarrhea, can be vomiting, nausea, that sort of thing, extreme tiredness, extreme physical tiredness, and feeling like you're walking through mud. Sinus headaches too, as this all begins to open. All of that is all happening at the moment. And this morning. Yeah, so what else can we find? Yep, once again, just the same cards are coming out. But we also have love, unconditional love for yourself and others as you're going through this. Have a little bit of patience with yourself and also others, as they will sometimes exhibit some really kind of not so fantastic behaviour because they're going through so much change. And, as this is all about, the photon energies coming through and hitting the body is all about also to opening up these centers, which then also too can activate the Kundalini energy at the base of the spine, which is the serpent energy at the base of the spine. And once that begins to awaken and uncoil up through the spine, it can get very uncomfortable, but also too it will lead to greater communication with self, but it can also be very uncomfortable and quite confusing. So a good thing to do is to look up ascension symptoms online, and you'll have there's just a plethora of symptoms that can be literally about awakening, pretty much. Yes, and also to this is about communication with yourself and becoming your own wise counsellor. You can actually go to other healers, and that will actually, if you become confused at all about what is actually going on, or if sometimes it can be a really good idea to help to go to a healer or a chiropractor that will literally move and shift things around to move out a lot of the older energies, stagnant energies that can remain in the cells. So as the light energy begins to hit, it can, cause a little bit of pain in certain areas. It's a good idea to go to a chiropractor or someone like that, someone that can actually move the energy out through your body, or a healer or anybody like that. And so that can also have an effect on your physical body in the form of pain or, stagnant energy. You'll feel it. And sometimes, that's why there's nausea as well, because it's literally emotions that can no longer remain in your cellular structure. And so your body will be trying to remove as much of it as it possibly can. So it will look a little chaotic out there, I think, for a little while, because people are beginning to awaken into their own understanding of who they really are on the earth plane. And that requires patience, time, and rest as these energies integrate into the cells. So this will lead to a greater amount of faith within the self and in the world around them as it begins to fall. This will lead to the greatest sense of relying on oneself and having faith in something else other than yourself that is bigger than anything else, which is pretty much the universe and all that is, God. Because as you begin to remove a lot of the old dead cells and the old energies as they begin to move through your cellular structure, it then leaves the way clear, and the access to your God source is in your cells. So as your cells begin to remove any stagnant energy out, there will be this greater sense of oneness with all that is and communication with the God presence, which of course lies within the body. Yes, lots of emotional energy as we come through, But that is all about, because the light photons are literally hitting us through there. You can see there. Purges out the darkness to let in the light. Then we have these emotions, and we have the King of Water, which is all very watery, emotional kind of energies as well. So literally what the light will do is to force out anything that no longer remains. So a lot of the emotions, sad emotions and things like that will come up, and that's about purging and releasing. Okay, that no longer, requires in your body. Okay, so I think that's all I really have for this week. Also hearing, you are literally made of stars. Remember that. You are not your physical body. So much more than that. And as you begin to awaken to all that is, of that, the energy from the cellular structure, and you begin to awaken. Okay, makes sense anyway. I'll see you next time.